All right, what's going on, guys? This is going to be part two, Imitation of Life comment review, part two. So, as I said on the last stream, there are a ton of comments, and it's like realistically, I'm not going to be able to get through all of them. I can't. There's too many, but I'm going to hand pick some comments that I feel like it's worthy enough to review. And why not? This is part and parcel with this whole operation here. Let's see what just happened. Where am I at right here? Cool. There's so many comments it's crazy. It's crazy, but it's good at the same time because this is what we are all about over here. Uncovering, unlocking mulatto history, presenting it to the public. So let's get right into it. Lost my spot. Where am I at? Here we go. All right. Uh-oh. The computer's tripping because I just had to kind of enlarge the screens just to make sure you guys can see. I can see. I know you guys can see. If you can't, just let me know. Let me know if you want me to enlarge the comments. If my audio is good, if everything technically is sound, just let me know. I need you guys to help me out. Keep this all functioning. So first comment I'm going to review from a longtime supporter. Shout out to him. Chief Inspector always provides very critical, useful information. So I definitely appreciate his presence and his commentary and what he drops here. He puts here 11 months ago, right? So let me lay the preface here. This is like I already said, the stream is Imitation of Life comment review part two. Now it's based off the I'm giving you guys my mulatto perspective, analyzing all the comments. There's so many freaking comments. It's like less than 3,000, but somewhere around 20, or excuse me, 2,000, over 500 comments. So many. This is not even my clip. That's the whole point why I'm doing this, is I want to review all these comments first and then delete this whole video off my channel because it's not my material. It's not my content. I just found the clips, I compiled the clips, I uploaded it, and for whatever reason, it kind of blew up. This is my most viewed video on this channel, but it's not my content. So, I got to get rid of it. But in the meantime, a lot of the people, that's the thing, even with YouTube, I'll say this before I get into the main situation. Back like a decade ago, when I was watching videos on YouTube, whether it was about like conspiracy theories, alternative history, all the real juicy subjects and topics, right? Top secret, you know, like all the like the secret societies, Freemasonry. When I would watch all this material on YouTube, the videos I was watching, the content in the video was not like the main nuggets of information that I would acquire. It was always in the comment section. When the public is involved and the public is engaged in the discussion, it's the information that the public shares when they post comments underneath the video. That's where I really started to learn a lot of things. And that's the truth with this right here. It's not so much the context of the video, what you're watching. What does the public feel? What does the public have to say about that? So just want to lay it out there. Shout out to Chief Inspector. He puts here, passing is a fictional literary genre that whites and blacks have used to keep mixed people in their place. Precisely. And the thing is, what you're going to learn with me, especially on my other channel, Mulatto Vanguard, I'll definitely go in more depth and detail into that, because I want to make this channel specifically more history based focus. So try to be as unbiased as possible to the best that I can. Um, but the thing is like, yeah, they work together. Okay, white and black, they work together in harmony to keep mulattoes in their place. And that's precisely what we see. You're going to see it a lot more into the future. And you guys who tune into me, you're mulatto identified, things are going to start to click. When you're in the work environment, the workplace, you're going shopping, you're going to the park, wherever you're going to go buy your coffee. You're going to start to see it now, these trends, and you're going to start to see it. Like, wait a second. You thought they were against each other, and that might be true. They might have some battles and they'll fight. But as soon as you walk in a room, as soon as you're in the picture, all of a sudden you're going to start to see they're actually in harmony with each other. But what connects them together is their goal to subjugate you and marginalize you. This is it. So this gentleman here puts a comment. Yeah, I agree. It's a fictional literary genre that whites and blacks have used to keep mixed people in their place. This concept of passing. You can pass as white. If you're a mulatto, you're half white. That's your birthright. If you're going to walk around and say you're black, like you got a guy like Trevor Noah, the South African mulatto guy, he's got a white daddy and a black mama. He's going to walk around and claim to be black. He's got a white daddy, just like Bob Marley. You got a white daddy. You're just as white as you are black, buddy. Just like you, Barack Obama. You got a white mama and a black dad. You're just as black as you are white. You're the balance. You're the mulatto. There's enough of us out here now. We can stop playing games. We can stop pretending and hiding. We're here now. You have a voice. Go ahead and use it. I encourage you to. So, and then Bunny Trixel Strange, she replies to his comment, says, I agree. These types of movies were a way to glorify whiteness and vilify mixed people. That is exactly correct. Like I said, this is over 2,600 comments in the video. And mostly everyone's like, oh, it's a sad movie. Yeah, it's a sad scene and all that stuff. Mother-daughter relationship, but they're all vilifying the mulatto woman. And that's precisely what the film is trying to do. Vilify the mulatto woman, glorify whiteness, and paint black people, the black female, the mom in this movie, as the victim. That's what they always do, but they always have to scapegoat the mulatto. This is it. They're going to vilify this mixed woman in the movie, Sarah Jane, and then victimize, paint the black mom as she's such a victim, but they're all going to honor, worship, and glorify whiteness in the end. And you, as a mulatto, mulatta in this case, you get the shit end of the stick. You cannot accept this. I don't accept this as a man. I'm telling you, do not accept this. This is unacceptable. Continuing on, she puts the whole idea of passing, being self-hating and stigmatized never made sense to me. If you were mulatto, you wouldn't typically present that white passing to begin with. Additionally, if you are more than 50% European and look that way, it would make logical sense that you would identify with and integrate into the community. This and quote unquote pinky are fabricated anti-race mixing cautionary tales which rob mulattoes of our right to tell our authentic stories and experiences. Point blank, exactly. There is literally a whole genre of these films that they call it the tragic mulatto films in that era that are anti-mulatto. That's the whole premise. They're both working together to humble mulattoes, to maneuver mulattoes so mulattoes, quote unquote, know our place in society. And they both work together. Make no mistake. You're going to always hear this from me because I will always point it out to you. Whenever the other group, they can't check you, they're going to call on their massa to try to put you in their place. This is always what happens. So we see the comment here. It says, this is the main one I'm going to get into because he has a 1.9K, 2K, let's just call it 2K, 2,000 likes, 173 comments. So we're going to spend the most of the time here checking out these comments here underneath his initial comment. 11 months ago, right, guys? A year ago. He puts, I don't care that Sarah Jane grew up in the 40s and 50s. That was no excuse for the way she treated her mother. This is a white guy who dabbled in white nationalism. Is a white guy, and he's going to take the position of the black female. not the mulatto that has a white father. He's not going to take his offspring's position. He's going to take the position of the black female. This is why I keep telling you guys, they all work together. They all work together to subjugate, undermine, and neutralize mulattoes. Those of you who are new here, who just started listening, whatever, you're going to learn the more you listen to me. You will learn and things will start to click. Like I said, when you go buy your coffee, you go to the grocery store and all, things are going to start to click. Because I know a few of you men, you gentlemen, over the past several weeks, you've been connecting, you've been making some videos, etc. Like you got, it's starting to click with you guys and gals and women. I've always been flooded with women with this social media endeavor. The women have already always kind of been here. They're just waiting for the men to get some fucking balls and to speak up. Pardon my French. But the more you guys you listen, it's going to start to click. You're going to start to see this pattern recognition where these people, they act like they're at odds. They're against the woke culture. They're against the liberals. They're against the Democrats. But what connects them together is they want to put the mulatto in their place. This is how they unite and harmonize. They come together to create us, but they also come together to neutralize and to humble and destroy us. This is a hard pill to swallow for a lot of mulattoes, but they will get the history lesson over here on this channel. Let's check out some of these comments. Okay. Mulatto lady over here puts self-righteousness much. He puts, sounds like someone is an ungrateful brat who doesn't appreciate the people who gave them life and raised them. Birds of a feather flock together. She puts, the people who gave them life. You mean her absentee white father? Ah, bingo. The white man wasn't there. But you have a random white man who's going to sympathize with the black woman that he probably would have left himself. Isn't that coincidence much? You guys got to question these people. When they run up in here acting like their commentary and their words mean something, no, they would have left them as baby mamas as well. But see, they're very bold to come up in here and tell a mulatto how we should think and operate. Nah, it doesn't work that way. Go talk to them over there, not over here with us. But she's actually right. She's a mulatto. She's mulatto identified. So yeah, she will get my support, period. That's how it works. Who had a one night stand with her mother and couldn't be bothered to have a conversation about race, then bring Sarah into the world, fatherless in society at. Where's the white daddy at? Where the white daddy at? Right? But the white man's going to defend right here the black female. But the white man, where's he at? Where's the daddy at? To help Sarah Jane out, right? Where's he at? It's not just about race. Being the child of a single mom in those days was considered humiliating, shameful, especially in those days. Now it's glorified and glamorized. It's kind of bad. I mean, to an off, subject, off topic, we see that trickling off into the mulatto spaces where you have a lot of biracial baby mamas who are Pookie's leftovers, and they kind of run amok. They run up in here thinking that like their opinion kind of matters. It's like, well, only to the black dudes, but they're not mulatto. Okay. I know you guys want to like one drop all these like non-mulattoes into mulatto-ness. It doesn't work that way. The mulatto men, it does. No, we're not claiming these other characters. That's it. So, and that's the issue here we see is that you know they've made it acceptable to be a baby mama, and that's what we see today, 2025, where it's like you have people who are baby mamas, Pookie's leftovers. Okay, they're pro mixed, they're pro mulatto, whatever, but they got a black baby daddy, black kids. They'll call their black kids mixed, they're griffs, whatever, they're black, they're not mulatto. Okay, but they'll creep around over in our spaces and pretend like they have legitimacy, like their opinion matters, but it doesn't. Not to in mulatto affairs. In the mixed spaces or the other spaces, if they're whatever, MGM spaces or Creole spaces, whatever, yeah, maybe they have a voice over there. But I'm letting you know right now, live on all of my platforms, and I'm just one dude. Like these other mulattoes, they understand what's up. Like your opinion doesn't matter in mulatto spaces, okay? Straight up. Like if you're a mulatto, that's cool, that's fine, but like you're a baby mama to black, so that's like that you chose your kind of path, okay? And it used to be a time where it's like, yeah, that was humiliating and shameful, but today they look at you dead in the eye and come up in your spot acting like, their opinion's relevant or matters. It's like, no, I'm sorry. Like, are you mulatto? Yeah, you maybe you're mulatto, but you're the father of your child's not mulatto. Well, you know, I don't know what to tell you. There's other spaces, there's other spots where, you know, but I don't think this is a spot. I'm sorry. But I agree with her. It used to be where it's considered shameful, humiliating. There used to be stigma attached to that, but it's not today. Not today. Now they're going to tell the man who's got his shit together, the man who's debt free, college educated, travels the world, can speak multiple languages. I'm not super fluent in Nihongo or Espanol. Okay. Nihongo is Japanese or Espanol Spanish. I'm not super fluent, but I practice every day. Okay. I can talk and have a conversation basic. So, like, to a guy like that, debt free, whatever, travels, cultured, plays an instrument, has no criminal record, okay, they're going to shame you. They're going to say you're the incel or that's just a slur. Any man, they call every man incel, and I call other dudes incels. It's fair game, The word means nothing. It's kind of like the word racist. They call everyone a racist. It doesn't mean anything. Or anti-black. They'll call you anti-black, but it's like the people who are calling you anti-black, they're like the most anti-black people out here. Coincidence much? So it doesn't like mean anything really. It's just a word, but they'll still throw these labels on you. Just want to highlight that. And let me continue on. I'm getting sidetracked. It's not just about race, she puts. Being the child of a single mom in those days was considered humiliating and shameful. Exactly. I'm repeating that. You said, I don't care if it's 40s, 50s, but time period and context does matter. Of course it matters. And the guy you're replying to, this guy here, K cert plea, whatever, he knows it matters. The whole MAGA, make America great again. It's not great anymore. All these blacks got these rights and all these immigrants. Let's make it great again. Right. So the time period, it matters to all these people. They'll jump up in here virtue signaling and lying. Oh, but trust me, it matters to them, the time period. I don't care if it was the 40s or 50s. That mulatto's out of pocket. She should have been by her black mom. Nothing about the white father, though. Oh, of course not. Any opportunity they will take to jump with the blacks, like Kanye, whatever, to undermine a mulatto, they'll take it. And my goal, my job here is to let these mulattoes see, hey, see this? See that? How they'll twist and spin everything to paint the mulatto as the bad person, right? You see that? But then they claim that they're going to war with each other in the race war. All the race war talk, all of that is to humble the growing mulatto class. That's all that talk is for, is to keep you guys stagnated, confused, and lost. It's to humble you. That's it. When those people, they all work together. And continuing on puts, yeah, this just screams a classic narcissism and zero foresight. You reap what you sow. Man, this woman's amazing. So happy she's on my side, in my corner. I'm going to be real with you because she's speaking my language. And then person puts here, I agree. She was awful to her mother. I had no sympathy for her at the funeral. Her mother should have understood. She did. Yeah. No understanding. Would be keep her mouth shut. Yeah. How is it healthy to deny who you are, to deny your family, to adopt a lifestyle she is ashamed of. I'm tearing her up. Deny who she is. Deny who she is. I don't know how she's denying who she is. It's healthy when other people decide what the definitions are. Fran Santeeth, 90, whatever. It's also healthy when one of the definitions is dangerous. If this were 1942 Germany and a Jewish girl could pass for Aryan, would you be cheering her mom for constantly telling people, no, my daughter is a Jew? You do realize black people were still being barred from certain jobs, schools, getting married, etc. The black people were getting lynched pretty regularly. And Sarah Jane seemed just fine when Annie wasn't around, right? But that's the whole premise in the film, is that, like, Sarah Jane was doing perfectly okay with the job market, going to school, everything. When her mom showed up, because she remembers she wanted to look at her mulatto daughter as like a trophy to get acceptance from whites. When the mom showed up, then all of a sudden the problems came for Sarah Jane. And that's what people don't want to bring up. They want to act like, well, it's Sarah Jane. She's ashamed of herself. No, she's not. She's not ashamed of her heritage. It was a different time period. Okay. And she was playing by the rules that were set out there. And this person here, Fran, you sound white. This isn't your conversation, but it is your. See, this is a black. This is a black who is basically a racist, anti-mulatto. Okay. And they want to speak for you. Because the thing is, it doesn't matter if they sound white. This is a white and black conversation. This is a mulatto conversation. Ultimately, over here on this channel, my network, the mulattoes have full autonomy and authority with the direction and operation of everything going on here. So for this black to jump up in here and to say, well, you sound white, this isn't your conversation. It's equally a white conversation as it is a black, because that's what makes a mulatto. The guy who put an initial comment is white. He's a white man. Is a mulatto woman, my supporter. A lot of love for her, Bunny Strange. And then, like, it's just, that's the insanity of some of these uppity people. They come up in here and like, well, you sound white. Look at her comment. You sound white. This isn't your conversation. Well, who the hell's conversation is it? You know, that's, yeah, I guess I'm the bad guy. I'm the bad guy pointing this out. Her name's Fran Santeeth, Fran. That's like, you know, old. You sound like a grandma. I don't, there's no female under the age of 40 named Fran. That's an old person name. Okay. So, but just the racism there. You sound white. But see, when it's the other way around, when they say, well, you sound black, get out of here. This isn't your conversation. They cry racism, right? To their white master, right? Isn't that interesting? Crazy how that works. But I'm the bad guy for kind of pointing it out, you know? Okay. And this person replies and says, you sound like an idiot. It may not be crack cocaine, but her treatment towards her mother is clearly detrimental to her and will have her spiraling out in more ways than any drug could ever do. Her mother understood exactly what her purpose and role were and showed love and grace instead of enabling hatred. Now you try to understand that. Victoria puts, I feel bad for the mother and the daughter. The mother loved her child, but her presence was not accepted where the daughter wanted to go. Okay. The daughter loved her mother, but realized that her mother and people that looked like her were treated differently. The daughter did not want to be treated like that. Things are different now, thank God. Are they different? Maybe, yeah, to a degree, for sure. I shared a clip with the gentleman, Lenny Kravitz, right? And he has a black mom, white father, and I don't believe it had any impact on his career. Very successful. The dude's rich, loaded. He won in life, married a beautiful mulatta, Lisa Bonet, had a mulatta child, Zoe Kravitz, who's one of my favorites. Always promote her. And I think even Lenny Kravitz, like, yeah, he moved to Brazil. He has a house in Brazil. He's a vegan type of dude, whatever. He's got money. He's good. He's good. So I don't, and he was born, I think I just shared a clip because his birthday was a couple of days ago. I think 1965. I apologize. I don't have the dates accurate. at the moment. But yeah, so he was born kind of teetering off into that era, or at least a decade after that era. But that's still pretty close, 60s, 50s is kind of within that range. But are they different now? Yeah, for sure. Everything's different. Time changes for sure. And compared to 1950s to what 1850, it's a whole world of difference for sure. So now we're at 1950, and then we're going to go into 2050 in 25 years. It's going to be completely different. So, yeah. Sarah Jane wasn't fine with her mother wasn't around. She was in denial and as to who she was. So she was never truly comfortable anywhere. She passed for a better life, but was it really? Her choices led her to essentially being a sex worker. Was it? Was she a sex worker? She had options even as a woman of color, even wanted to go into the show business. She believed that being white, which is, and to some extent, still being promoted in this country. So you see there, she's trying to draw the parallel. It's the same today, same today. And the whole sex worker thing, like there's a lot of black women who got black mamas and black daddies, whatever. They're doing all that stuff. So why are they trying to single out the mulatto for doing that kind of work? I mean, most of the people who are doing that type of work in this country, United States, are white women. They got white daddies and white mamas, and they're doing that type of work. So that, what are they going to say about that? He's saying her choices led her to essentially being a sex worker. No, I don't think so. No, she was exploring her options. The whole story is that she was trying to navigate society. She saw the cards, the hand she was dealt with. She tried her best to be strategic and navigate accordingly. And her mom kind of got in the way and, made things difficult for her. That's my position, the way I'm looking at it, right? And then this person puts, you call a chorus girl a sex worker, please stop. I know, like the sex worker or shit choir girl. Like, yeah, she was working in a restaurant or something. In the film, I haven't watched the whole film in its entirety in a while. It's been a while, but there's a scene in this clip where yeah, just the drastic nature of labeling the sex worker stuff to basically insult the woman. Let's be clear. That's what it is. The mulatto woman, not the black woman, right? They all love and feel sorry for the black mama, right? It's the mulatto woman that they want to demonize, right? And humble because they're fixated on humbling and bullying mulattoes in this society. That's why I'm here for you guys, give you a voice. And there's plenty of argument that race is a social construct, meaning that it's not necessarily genetically a thing at all. Hence the 1/16th and one drop laws. Hence, in many countries, you could move from race to another if you presented a certain phenotype. And to put it real smooth, what makes a person black? A black person has two black parents, period. You're like Lenny Kravitz. You have a white dad and a black mom. You're not black, buddy. You can pretend you are all, whatever. You were raised by your black mama and your black daddy wasn't around. And you can think you're mulatto. You're not black, And it's even worse and even more sad when you have someone who has a white mom and a black dad, and their black daddy was never around. They were raised by their white mama and they're running around here thinking they're black. How? That's even worse. You try so hard to be black. It's like, where the hell was your black daddy at? At least with Drake, you see video footage of him singing and rapping with his black dad, and his black dad is still in the picture, even though his parents are separated. But you still see pictures today. You can type it up on Google, see pictures of Drake with his son, Adonis, and like his mom and his dad. So it's like they're still a family connected. But it's just some of these other people where it's like they want to act black. They're pro-whack or pan-Africanist, but like their black daddy ain't around. Their white mom raised them. Like, what's wrong with you, bro? And I'm saying bro because it's these dudes. It's these dudes. If they're female, I get it. Like their black daddy was never around. And then what they end up doing, they understand their pathway to blackness is to become a baby mama to a black male. That's their pathway to blackness. We all kind of get that now, right? It's not new information. But for the male, it's a little different. They have to go through this hardcore kind of activism and proving themselves to be down for the cause, right? So checking out this comment, he puts, in this country, United States of America, which is where this movie takes place, the only social construct of race is the white one. Historically, it came into play as a way to keep those of the lowest rung of society indentured servants, who were mostly European, and slaves who were mostly African descent, divided because they outnumbered the ones that were not 3 to 1. So race in America can't speak to other places. Race is not only a social construct, it's a biological one as well. Yeah, race is biological. It's social as well, but it's biological as well. It's genetic. And don't let these people lie to you, because they'll tell you that it's just a social construct, but mulattoes can't receive bone marrow transplant donorship from non-mulattoes. We don't match with black people because we're not the same race. So if race is just social and not biological, why is that? Why is that mulattoes have a hard time finding a donor that's not mulatto? Like if a mulatto's in an area where they're surrounded by black and white people or Asian or etc., and they need a bone marrow transplant, they gotta look for a mulatto. They gotta look for a genetic match. That lets you know right there from a biological standpoint that race is in fact scientific and biological. People do not want to admit that. They want to lie and pretend, but that's literally science. Okay. You can play fairy tale all you want, but this is a reality. And we have to take this more seriously than these other people, because we're the ones who are going to have these health issues. We need these donors. We're going to be the ones, we got to take it seriously. They're not going to have those issues. They can play all the whole social construct crap, but when they have when they need an organ donor, they're going to have higher chances of finding a match. You're not going to be in that same position. So they'll sit there and laugh at you and pity you. See, they're good. They have theirs. But when you're in trouble, then you're going to find out who's really your friend. That's the key thing. Then they're going to drop the whole, the social construct crap. Then you realize, biologically, scientifically, you better start looking for some answers. Social construct, meaning her race is assigned to her and she has none of the so-called phenotype markers. Either which way, not wanting to be a part of an arbitrary system wasn't tearing her apart. Her mother demands and interference was. If Annie had told her, hustle and beat them at their own crockett game, roll credits, move over, but nah, let's martyr ourselves for BS and pseudoscience. Yeah. Her mother just didn't want to understand and get the hint, didn't she? Yeah, that's basically what it is. That's the whole premise. But when you examine the comments in this video, everyone's like, "Oh my god, it's so sad." Yeah, it's a pretty sad movie. It's dramatic. But the thing is like a lot of people, they take the position of the mom in the movie and they don't look at it through the mulatta lens. I'm a dude, I'm a male, but I mean, I'm still mulatto. It's still my kin folk. So I understand what's going on. Even the last stream I did, he had Celtic Mulatto, who's another man. And in his commentary, it's like he's right on cue. He's right on point. He sees it from our perspective, our consciousness. He understands it. We need more of that. And just like in this clip right now, the comments, you have Bunny Strange, mulatto lady. So we have these mulattoes here in our space who see it for what it is, who have that consciousness. My goal is to grow this. Have a sense of self-worth, of self-determination, of personhood, autonomy. Believe in yourself, believe in others, advocate for yourself, be your own advocate. Because these other groups you're seeing, the black and white in this comment section, they will work together. They've proven to us to neutralize us, to have hegemony over us. And that's unacceptable today. We have our own lane. We have our own classification. It's on us. The ball is in our court. It's on us to make this an eventuality. Nobody else can do it for us. They're going to maintain the status quo to keep mulattoes as a unrecognized, subordinate class of people with no classification. They're going to keep it the way it is. It's on us. You're going to have to piss some people off. I know I have. IRL, in real life, and on this interwebs. Like, this is my destiny. People are not going to like it when you stand up for yourself. That's too bad. So, and then the guy who started out the comment, he replies and says, "It's true, then 23andMe and Ancestry DNA wouldn't be a thing." He says 23andMe is practically worthless. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty accurate, to be honest. I don't know what she's talking about. And let's suppose we do judge Sarah Jan by interpretive genotype. Do you really think she's going to read as anything but mostly white? Just like a German American girl sitting next to her, a preponderance of European American, Indigenous, and Sub Saharan African, and sometimes statistical static of Asian. How many drops are enough drops? Especially when you note that most AAs, even the darker ones, are already marketingly mixed with other races. What race is not Asian? No, they got some white admixture, maybe 1% native at best. They got 1% indigenous, and they probably got like what 5 or 6 or 7% European. They're like over 90% sub-Saharan African. They're black. I thought black was dominant to a lot of these people. Isn't that what they say? Black is dominant. So if you got like 2% Indian and 6 or 7% European, baby, you're still black. Like, stop the cap. That's like a white person saying the same in reverse. They're mostly like German or English, and then they got like 2% African and like 5% Native. Like, it's like these people play dumb on purpose with these little minute numbers. I always get a kick out of these people. Like, they purposely convolute the whole issue, and it's just, like I said, it's to neutralize the mulatto conversation. When they get into percentages and all this stuff, where it's like, you don't look like us, you don't have the same mixture, you're not the same. Sorry, go somewhere else. 25% on average. Okay. Do you know how many living descendants Pocahontas has? People with no discernible phenotype, like Mitt Romney. Is he BIPOC, whatever, which is black, indigenous, people of color? And you put here, every time her mother confronted her, she was in a compromising position with a man. Interesting observation. I agree with you on that. The night she went to her apartment, she was waiting for a man. A single woman of that time who was living as a respectable woman wouldn't entertain a man in her apartment alone at night. Sarah Jane was doing / being more than a choir girl. Now, she was trying to survive. As you see a lot of mulattoes today trying to survive. And, I can add commentary where it's like, yeah, there's a lot of guys, mulatto men who pointed out where it's like there's a lot of mulatto women who don't like mulatto men. Hey, trust me, I'm the one guy you can talk to about that, because I've come across a lot of people on this YouTube, you know, who don't like me, don't like what I have to say, right? And yeah, they fall into that. They don't like me, don't like what I have to say. And then but the thing is, they all have black baby daddies. Let's be clear. Let's be honest. Let's be 100. These are not mulatto women that are married to a mulatto man. Let's be real. That's number one. It's funny because even the mulattoes who like have like a white partner, they have nothing negative to say about me. There's like one that tried to cry misogyny. It's like, just please go to another channel and do that. This is not a gender war channel. Don't do that over here. But there's like one lady, she's mulatto identified, but she's married to a non-black guy, but she tried to cry the whole misogyny. It's like, please take that somewhere else. Don't bring it over here. But other than that, like, basically everyone else has been pretty cordial and cool. Like, my network is pretty solid and growing, which I love. But yeah, like the ones who are hating, like, it's a common theme. Okay. They're all just trying to be black. They found their pathway to blackness, to marry a black guy, or not even marry, just be knocked up and be a baby mama to a black guy. And then that's their membership access, right? That's it. but just trying to survive, I guess. Just I don't know why they come over here and start crap with me. Like, I don't care. Compromise situation with a man. Do you mean dating or heaven forbid about to have sex or sex, whatever? Be PG. She was an adult by then. Yeah, there she's an adult, right? Meeting with a guy, yeah. And then they're trying to this person here trying to point at that, oh, she's not a choir girl. She was meeting with men at nighttime, and she's a adult woman. What the hell do you expect? She's meeting people. But yeah, she was an adult by then. She has 2 years older than Susie and Susie, whatever, graduating. Yeah. Girl, you have lost me with that respectable woman nonsense. Helen Gurley Brown was gonna release Segs and the Single Girl 3 years later. It was 1950s, not 1890. You have a false understanding of quote unquote general morality during that era. Of course, there are people full on swinging, as alluded to in that Annie Margaret film, and there were people deep in church. But most American women who weren't married dated a few men and would occasionally have intimacy with one. Mostly they stopped just short of sex and use other methods for mutual enjoyment, since abortion was mostly but not completely illegal. Well, I don't know how old this person is. Like I said, Fran's an old ass name. You just sound old. Your name's Fran or Mildred. To me, you're just old. Okay, but whatever. Her account of the ordeal. Sarah Jane was legally old enough to do what she wanted to. You can't force someone who is 18 to stay at home. Interesting, yeah. Trying to say it's unacceptable. Girl, you lost me with that respectable woman nonsense. Really, why? A woman meeting a man at work, how is that not respectable? That's what human beings do. You got these people trying to virtue signal up in the comments. See, it's to demonize the mulatto for being a normal human, a normal woman. This is what I'm seeing here from this person, Fran Santeeth. Girl, you lost me respectable, demonizing the mulatto for being a normal person, doing what everyone else does. When the mom was a single mom, where's the white father at? The mom was a single mom. Like, what the hell? And they're nobody. That's the beautiful part. It's not beautiful. I'm just saying that like expression. It's the interesting part about this, all the commentary. Nobody ever in none of these comments, they never bring up the white father. You notice that? None of the black women, because this comment section, it's all black women, mainly. A couple mulattoes and biracials who identify as black, pity. But it's like nobody brings up the white guy. He's void of all responsibility. If it was reversed and it was a black guy, you bet your bottom dollar the comment section would be filled with people hating on the black dude. But because it was a white guy who left the mom of Sarah Jane, as a single mom, there's no responsibility to the white guy. But all of these people are arguing to try to push the blame on the mulatto female. This is why I come into here, provide some clarity the best I can. I'm just a guy with a microphone. I'm not special, but it's interesting. Some people are trying to say it's the mom's fault. Most of these people are trying to say it's Sarah Jane, the mulatto's fault. We're like, nobody talks about the absentee white father. Very interesting. Very interesting. Very, very, very interesting. Says actress, choir girl, showgirl, sex worker. The careers often overlap because of necessity. Not saying it was happening in the film, but I agree. People commenting they felt sorry for her, absolutely not. The way she treated her mother was horribly no justification. She could have pretended to be whatever, but to speak and talk to her mother like that broke my heart. To watch her poor mother grieve to death by a broken heart. Okay. She was selfish. Her living in the 40s and 50s was literally the whole reason for her being awful, because racism was even where maybe let's say worse than, yeah. And then she puts here, I really wonder what race you are. Are you also a self-hating biracial? Ah, another racist black person. Surprising. Shocker. Jazz this is right here. I wonder, are you another self-hating? See, self when they say you're a self-hating biracial, that means you're not being a slave to black people. What is a self-hating biracial? Can somebody please tell me? No one's ever told me. I want to know, what is a self-hating biracial? I'll give you my interpretation. It is a biracial person that has one black parent, one white parent, and they only identify as, like, say, whites, or they only identify as, say, black. That is a self-hating biracial person. A healthy biracial person that has one white parent, one black parent, they say, hey, look, I'm a combination of both, but I'm neither. I'm a whole unique independent entity, which makes the mulatto. That is a healthy biracial person. They're very rare out here. There's not that many. Trust me. I have to block a ton of people and get rid of a bunch of people, get them up out of here. And guess what? A lot of mulattoes, unfortunately, they'll go somewhere where they belong, just not over here. Okay. If they're pushing the pro whack stuff, I don't want them. If they're pushing the Nazi stuff, I don't want them. This is for mulattoes to have a voice over here. But like this person here talking about self-hating biracial. This is not a biracial person. So what the hell? Like, because they act like they have ownership over you and your identity. To them, a self-hating biracial is someone who doesn't bow down to black people. And it's very sad that these people are very bold and pitiful with this to come out here publicly and put comments. Like, we already see it for what it is. You guys are racist and anti-biracial. You think that every biracial person should kiss your black rear end, and if they don't, well, they're anti-black and they're self-hating. We're like, you don't. Your opinion is null and void over here. You don't know your opinion. You don't matter. This is not your space. Your voice is nothing over here with us. Unfortunately, there's mulattoes or biracials, whatever, who are going to basically give their voice credence and make it seem like they matter. Outsiders, I would say, but that's on you guys, man. You guys, I'm just giving you guys a voice. I'm doing my job. That's it. I sleep good at night knowing I've done my job. Trust me. I sleep very well. Why should the mom have to not tell anyone that her child's because of racism? They weren't in the deep south in this film. It takes place in New York. Sarah did destroy herself, which you see at the end of the movie. If Sarah was that embarrassed, she should have moved far away like all the other black passing people. Her father in the movie is described as particularly white, so he had a choice to pass but didn't. Sarah would have thought differently about herself if she had her father around. Well, you can blame the mom for that. Where's the father at? Is it all the father's fault? And blame the mom for that. She spread her legs for someone who didn't want to stick around. Just like a lot of biracial baby mamas I see out here trying to act funny with biracial men. Like, I don't care. I'm not your problem. I don't care about, like, bro, you chose that guy and that guy wasn't good. And now you want to hate biracial men. Like, you didn't choose a biracial dude. You choose a black dude. You spread your legs for the black dude. Now he's not around to help you out pay the bills. Like, that's not my problem. So take it up with him. All right. Just put this kind of the point of the film. You clearly have never loved. Yeah. Okay. Talk to black women who lived in the 40s and 50s. Talk to sharecroppers, Mississippi housemaids, and tell me what you say then. Yeah, well, you tell me. I mean, you provide me with some of these accounts because I've never talked to a sharecropper, so I'd love to hear what they have to say. And this person, Janet Israel, she's replying to the initial comment. Her mother allowed it, though. Of course, the mom, because like I said, she spread her legs. I'm going to be kind of vague and kind of graphic with the expression. You spread your legs for this type of guy, and that guy is not sticking around to help you raise your child. Whose fault is that? Nobody in the comment section blames the white guy who's the father. They want to blame the child, the mulatto woman. But see, if it's reversed, if it's a white female and a black male, everybody, I already know that's how the algorithm, that's how it is socially. They would all blame the black dude. He's a deadbeat dad. And that stereotype, it's there for a reason because a lot of them are. Let's be real. I'm not denying that. But I'm just pointing out where it's like nobody points out the fact that the dad is like not in the picture. They're saying, well, this that mulatto woman, Sarah Jane, that biracial, she hated her blackness. She just wanted to pass and blah blah blah. She's a mulatto trying to survive in a very complicated, tricky environment. But they're not sympathizing with the mulatto. That's why I'm here. I'm here to provide some clarity because we sympathize with mulattoes and mulattoes over here. This is a mulatto centered space. With the History Channel, I will do my best to be as unbiased as possible, but let's be real. How am I going to be? You guys already know me. As it moves forward into the future, as I kind of clean up some of the content and stuff over here, it's going to be very kind of direct and formal, but I'm giving my commentary with this particular subject at the moment. And yeah, yeah, who's gonna stick up for mulattoes? I don't really see that many allies and people sticking up. No, when I look at these comments and all this stuff, like everyone finds every excuse in the book to throw mulattoes under the bus. Okay, her mother deserved a better daughter. See that? See that? The mother deserved a better daughter. The daughter wasn't good, according to this person. See that? The mulatto wasn't good, right? I will never wish to have a white passing daughter, but a gorgeous dark skinned daughter. You guys see the racism there, anti mulatto racism. That's why I get a kick out of it when I see these mulattoes who want to identify with people who hate you. It's just, to me, it's mind boggling. And they're very bold publicly. They put these comments out here. It's like, wow. Even though me and my husband are mixed. So this is a mixed person. Oh, yeah. I'm not even surprised. Like I already mentioned, like a couple minutes earlier, like a lot of the people I have to block are mixed because they identify as black and they're anti-mulatto man. I just got to get them up out here, block them, get them up out here. So I'm not even surprised that you're mixed and you're talking like this, like gorgeous dark skin and right. I don't want a white passing. I'm not surprised by you people. I'm not surprised at all. I've been doing this long enough. You people are plentiful out here. You hate mulatto men. You want to use mulatto men. Okay, you're pro dark skinned female, right? Pro dark skinned male. You people are plentiful out here. I hate what she did to her beautiful mother. Being pale does not make you superior. See that? Being pale. They went there to this whole color thing. This person, right? This is a legitimate channel. Let's see the subscriber count. 772 subscribers. Afric. Looks like it's an investor in Africa. It's like a French. It looks like it's French, kind of. Yeah, whatever. Whatever. I don't care. Just based off the comment, it's pretty despicable from someone who claims to be mixed. But then again, I'm not even surprised. Like, I mean, I've been doing this. Like most of the people who are basically, someone told me, I heard through the grapevine that someone did like a hit piece on me. Oh, surprise! You guys are promoting me. Some other channel, some like pro-black, pan-African, Afrocentric channel, like brought my name up. Okay, cool. Bring me more subscribers to my other channel. Thank you. Get me more views. But they're basically painting me as like Eurocentric. It's like, okay, well, mulattoes are half European. If a mulatto is Afrocentric, how does that not look weird? The goal for mulattoes, and my positioning is that we need to find balance and establish a firm, independent entity that serves us, where we can combine the two influences of European and African to form something that's beneficial to us. That's our goal here, with me personally. But yeah, I saw someone did a hit piece like, okay, thank you for promoting me. I appreciate that. Man, you got a bigger channel too. You got more subscribers and viewers. But then again, I don't really want those people over here. I mean, my goal was to get the mulattoes over here, but I have a lot of non-mulattoes who tune in, which I guess is good, it's cool, but a lot of mulattoes are still stuck in Wakanda. Unfortunately, I don't know. I don't think I can help them out. So it says, and bring dark doesn't change reality of a genocidal country. You would want, not yet. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of good comments. What am I, an hour? Okay, good. I hit the hour mark. Okay. Like I said, I'm not going to be up here all night. I'm actually going to kind of bounce right now. I just want to hop up here and chat with you guys, provide some commentary. I feel like it's my duty and obligation. So here I am, community service. Shout out to you, MLS people should date each other. You're a day one for sure. I've been seeing you around these parts from day one. You're a day one. Shout out to you. I like your take on a lot of matters in regards to the dating aspect. I like you're pretty funny. I like your sense of humor, and you're right on the money. I know a lot of ladies are gonna get upset with some of the stuff you put on TikTok, etc. But I think you're pretty much spot on with a lot of your takes. So I appreciate you. Shout out to you, Golden Goth. And then Pyro says, on the topic of spreading legs, a lot of times blacks like to mention grape. But in this case, I suspect in many others, the swirling was completely consensual. Yeah, I agree too. The swirling was consensual as it is now. They use that kind of grape, analogy as like it's a cover up, like it was forced or they didn't have a choice, but they're consensual. Yeah, no, I agree with you, especially with that, with the mom and Sarah Jane, all that stuff. Yeah, but the whole point I was pointing out is that the comment, there's like over 2.5K comments. Nobody's really talking about the white father of Sarah Jane. None of the blame's on the absentee father. It's all the blame is on Sarah Jane, the mulatto woman. Like she doesn't have that many allies out here. That's the whole reason why I'm doing this. Where are your mulatto allies? Where is your voice that's going to stick up for the mulatto, defend the mulatto, and take their side? Take our side. Where are the voices? You don't have that many out here, man. You can hate me all you want. You're a bad guy, you're negative, and yeah, okay, that's cool. Who is sticking up and standing up for the integrity of mulattoes? Who? Point me to their direction. I'd love to see it because they're all quiet. They got a lot to say in the comment section and hiding behind avatars and all this. Who's showing their face out here in the public, standing up for mulattoes? Show me. I don't see it. So I got to be the bad guy, and I will gladly accept that position. And yeah, and we look at the comments, nobody's talking about the absentee white father. No. You got some people, the minority of them are talking about how the mom is a bad mom. And then, those are the people taking a position for the mulatto. And then most of the comments I'm seeing, they're throwing the mulatto under the bus. That's why I'm like, well, damn, let me provide a perspective up here. Okay. Because we got voices. I got a voice and I'm going to use it. They say, how mixed people came to be, right? Implying grape. Yep, that's what the slaves will tell you. Yep. All while ignoring the segs farms that bred enslaved black families. Yeah, the breeding farms. Yeah. In Georgia and other places. Exactly. They did have breeding farms. But yeah. Now, appreciate you guys being here. I'm going to head out of here and I'll be back soon with some more commentary, especially on this clip because there's a lot of comments. I'm going to go over some more as well, but I just wanted to jump up here and provide you guys with this, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.